Serbia's gold Pandoras box. We'll talk about that. We'll do silver analysis, etc. Silver might be, I'm going to show you a little interesting chart. Today we'll do crypto, Bitcoin analysis, TOSHI, XRP, all the other fun stuff too. Get your chart requests in right now and we'll just shoot the breeze with my amazing GMS family. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part, but if you're watching live, dang, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here, including letting you know about a silver giveaway as well. That's coming too, so stay tuned. But if you're, what do I say, we do every single thing we do here. It's Good Morning Stackers! Wow, what an intro. With me, Joe Main. First couple of minutes of the show, we do the synchronized slurp. That's where you grab a tasty beverage, I grab my tasty beverage, we slurp them synchronously together. The rule is you must do it audibly. You must do an audible slurp. About 5% of the population have a real ick to it. But bad luck, it's 95% of you are correct. So slurp your tasty beverage. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Good to see you. My name is Joe Main. Yeah, random Aussie dude from Australia with a little bit of high hair today. I've stacked precious metals since 2010. I've stacked crypto since 2013. In the stock market too. That's just been more of a recent thing, actually. Not doing too badly on the old stock market as well, I must say, with thanks from and help from Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. I'll talk more about those guys in a second or later on the show. And of course, the show is also brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, and Stormrake.com, your full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. Let's get some shout-outs out the way, and we'll talk to our amazing GMS family right here. Lots to talk about today. Let's get through it. Mark Florida says, GMS, I am in attendance for as much as I can today. Well, thank you. Chat Mum is here, Tony Pearson, so please keep Joe in line tonight. Never. Now, tonight, that's because Mark is Florida man. Mark Florida is from Florida. He's Florida man. Whenever you see anything on the news where it says a Florida man ran naked through the streets, that's Mark. Let's see. Good to see you, Neil. NNE might be doing well at the moment. I have to take a quick look at that. Thank you. Joe, 2.02 members. Yes, 2,020 subscribers on YouTube. We hit over the 2,000 mark. That's why we will be giving you details of a silver giveaway today. It's much darker grey than silver. Good to know. It was a cute little low mintage. Ah, yes, correct. Oh, you finally bought your first platinum. Well done, and thanks to encouragement from Neil as well. Good stuff. Let's see, my funky people. Love it. MetaMint gets another private slurping. Here we go. You and me, MetaMint. Don't you rest of you slurp it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Thanks, MetaMint. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to pop on this lighting so I look a little bit nicer. That's good. Ah, that's much better. Morning, Joe. Morning, Jason. Good to see you, my friend. Good morning. Let's get to the day's stuff and blah, 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 blah-de, blah, blah. Can you do me a big favor, please? Head over to x.com/it's Joe Main. Would be really appreciated. Let me go here. Can you help me over here? I don't want to show you that. I want to show you this. Could you help me over here, please? x.com/it's Joe Main. Why? I go live on X and on YouTube at the same time. And what I need to do here is just very quickly do this thing. And then we do that and do that. Because really what we talk about a lot here on X is a lot of crypto stuff as well. I find that X is very crypto-centric. A little bit of gold and precious metals and things. But I've got to massage it for the various platforms. So YouTube really doesn't like me mentioning crypto and stuff on there. But I can go like crypto heavy on Twitter. On X. Twitter. Who calls it Twitter? Please. Anyway, I'll pop that there. So you can do me that favor and follow me over there too. That would be really lovely. Thank you very much. Let's get to today's stuff of the day. Once again, yeah, good. All right, cool. Let's talk about the first thing. Let's talk about Serbia's gold Pandora's box. Now I'm going to show you an article which is kind of really not about Serbia, but it ties into Serbia. It's actually about Russia and China and their apparent new gold exchange, or they're coming together with the BRICS nations to maybe put their own gold exchange together, but it ties into this Serbian gold Pandora's box thing. So let's take a look at that article. We're going to share the screen, brah. Lads and dirt. Share the screen. Cool. So I promise you it will talk about Serbia at the same time. I wish these websites don't have so many ads where it just your computer just goes doo, 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 doo. Here we go. Russia, China. It'll get to Serbia. Russia, China to set their own gold exchanges, cut ties with Western control. This is all about cutting ties, etc. It's all about moving out of the Western control of gold. Okay, and Serbia ties into that. Let's read it together. No, go away. Russia and China are taking concrete steps to reduce Western influence over global gold markets, signaling a broader move towards monetary self-reliance and the wow, that was a good one. Redomiciliation of gold reserves. Who uses that word? Who's using that word in everyday language? Redomiciliation. Please. Just use normal people terms, please. Of gold reserves away from the traditional Western centres. Russia is preparing to launch its own gold exchange independent of the London market, blah, 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 LBMA, which has dominated, yes, international price setting since the early 20th century. Yes, it has. According to officials, whoever that is, trading on the new Russian platform will be based on physical bullion, good, with participation open to BRICS member states. If you're not a part of BRICS nations, you can't do it. This marks an effort to establish, continue reading, this marks an effort to establish a gold market self-sufficient from Western financial infrastructure, reflecting wider de-dollarization trends among emerging economies. Yes, they are. China has also taken a decisive step by opening its first offshore gold vault in Hong Kong. The facility allows trade partners with a positive balance with China to convert surplus yuan directly into gold via the Shanghai Gold Exchange, bypassing the US dollar entirely. Describing the move, Chinese officials said it represents, quote, a bold move towards transparency in trade and a return to 19th century principles. Where there's gold, there's money. End quote, apparent quote. The development is expected to enhance the yuan's role in international transactions, particularly among countries affected by the US sanctions. Gold has continued to rise as a safe haven asset, yes, hitting successive all-time highs, yes, in recent months amid trade tensions and geopolitical uncertainty. Yes, yes, yes. Here we go. In Europe, Serbia is one of first. Is one of first? What? In Europe, Serbia is one of first. What does that mean? And is amongst a growing number of countries that are bringing their gold reserves home. Yes, they are. It has repatriated its entire gold reserves worth $6 billion and will no longer use foreign partners for gold storage. Why might that be? Bloomberg reported. The government described the move as a precaution against potential yeah, okay. The government described the move as a precaution against potential financial crises and sanctions. Okay. Quote, analysts believe Serbia has opened the Pandora's box, Bloomberg added. Could not agree more, noting that other countries may now begin quietly withdrawing gold reserves from Western vaults and bringing them under domestic control. Yes, the reassertion of national control over gold reserves and pricing mechanisms by non-Western economies signals a deepening fracture in the global financial order that has existed since 1922. What do we think, people? This is, again, it's just another nail in the coffin, okay? They're smelling stuff. They're smelling bad stuff going on, and I'm not surprised. Now, Serbia started doing that from around about 2021, but I looked it up, and it's as of July. They've basically, as of July this month, they've this year, they've basically done it all now. Okay, so they've got their entire gold reserves. What does that tell you? It tells you Tells you something's in the air. It's been in the air for quite a while. You know it, I know it. Of course, you buy gold as an insurance policy anyway. Okay, if you have X amount of wealth and you have X amount of investable wealth, you put a bare minimum of 10% of your portfolio into gold as just a pure insurance policy. You don't care if it goes up. You don't really care if it goes down. I mean, you care if it goes down, but you have it as an insurance policy. You have car insurance, you have life insurance. I certainly hope you do if you have a family. You don't expect you'll get into a car accident, but you have car insurance because you're not an idiot, okay? You have, oh my God, what if something really big happens, gold insurance. Cool? And everyone you do it on a smaller level, and countries are doing it on their large level. They're not trusting anymore that their gold is going to be sitting in just a nice little vault somewhere in some Western, vault somewhere, Fort Knox, for example, and that they probably don't trust, and I certainly wouldn't trust that they would ever get it back. So repatriation, I would, if Australia had gold reserves, then we should repatriate them. I'm going to double check that. Give me 1 sec. I don't think do we have any these days? I'm going to do a quick little grok search. What, if any, gold reserves does Australia own in 2025, and where is it currently held? Let's find out, because we do know in the early 2000s we sold all our gold. Okay, no, we do. Okay, sorry, as of February 2025, this is what Grok tells me. As of February 2025, Australia's gold reserves are reported at about 80 tons, valued at approximately $6 billion US dollars. Almost all of these reserves, 99.9%, are stored at the Bank of England in London, with a very small amount held at the Reserve Bank of Australia's head office in Sydney. Okay, the gold is kept in London due to its status as the world's largest gold trading centre, allowing easy access to the market, and is stored in an allocated account, not unallocated, allocated, with specific bars attributable to the Reserve Bank of Australia. Now, look, we are part of the monarchy. I get all that, so sure, there might be some kind of favoured nation status when all push comes to shove and all that, but really, can we have our gold back, please? That would be really nice. Let's get some comments on this, and then we'll go to quick scan of gold, silver, platinum, and then we'll get to Bitcoin, crypto, etc. We'll be talking about the silver giveaway as well, which we will be doing. I'll give you the right details to do that. Let's see. Jason says, seen a lot of videos recently where it is suggested for the USA to revalue gold to, say, $20,000 to pay down some of their debt. We did talk about that before. What's your thoughts, Joe? I assume that would affect the silver price. Yeah, if they try to revalue gold to, say, $20,000. But, so the USA revalue gold to, say, 20K. But that's just the US doing it. It doesn't mean... Would that necessarily mean that the rest of the world would have to follow, and that the spot price, the general world spot price of gold, would go up? I don't know. Or would they go, okay, you revalue that, that's fine, go for it, but that means nothing to the rest of us? Short answer is, I don't know. It would affect the silver price short term, but I don't know in which way that would go, because I don't know what the reaction would be. Recent videos state that China is confiscating gold from its citizens. I would not discount that to be true, but I would not automatically believe it. Could be true. If there's some video evidence, sure. If there's some witnesses video of people saying they came in, but if the Chinese government knocks on your door in China and says, "Give us your gold," you go, "Yes, sir. How much, sir? Go in, sir." And you also wouldn't be talking to you wouldn't be talking to any publication, so you'd be shutting your damn mouths. So we won't find out if that's true. Let's see. Yeah, cool. I think that's... Oh, okay. Tony Peterson says, I've run the figures, Jason. If 100% backed to get rid of 100% US debt, our revaluation would be $142,000 per gold ounce, but I think it will be 40% backed like bricks, which would mean a 56 revaluation. Again, don't know what that does to the actual real gold price. Although, again, the US dollar is the world's reserve currency. Smarter people than me can have a more informed opinion. You may say this, particularly because you gave me a super chat. Can I say if you don't hold it, you don't own... Oh, can you say if you don't hold it, you don't own it to the government? Sure. Hey, Australian government, if you don't hold it, you don't bloody own it. Hey, Albo, get our gold back. If you get our gold back, Albanese, then I will at least go, well done, son. I will give credit where credit's due. So if you get Australia's gold back, I will do a stand up and do a slow clap for you, and I will cheers to you. I will synchronize slurp to you if you did that. You're not doing it, no chance. But if you did, I'd give my hats off would be to you. All right, that is that thing that I wanted to talk about. Cool. Let's get into a quick price analysis. Gold, silver, platinum, maybe copper, and then we'll get to Bitcoin and crypto. I've also got to give announcements of the silver giveaway as well for the first 2,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, of which we now have 2,020. There's going to be a little bit of spillover. Cool. Let's do some stuff and things. All right. Here is gold on the daily time frame priced in USD. We are talking 3,313. Okay, so far it's still holding, but just watch out. Okay, we're holding it here. That's that 3,310. While we're above it, cool. All right, but I just don't want to see that close below because we had that spike down. Cool, we had that spike down and it faked us out on the 4-hour or 1-hour time frame, I think it was. But we haven't done it yet, but we're opening red. Doesn't mean you stay red though. Okay, that doesn't mean you stay red. So we could be finding a bottom here potentially. So I don't have really much to say about gold at the moment. Just don't break there. As we've been talking about, don't break 3,265. That would spell don't break it, close below it. So you can have a little spike down again. You can have a spike and then a move. We don't care about the spikes. We care about the closes. Don't close below there on a daily time frame. Then you could probably say, ooh, and further down we go. But until we are above this level of 3,355 US dollars, I cannot say at all at any time that gold is going to make any kind of new all-time high anytime soon. Okay, you start clearing and holding back above there, particularly if you close this downtrend line, then I'll say, oh yeah, that's coming really soon. Okay, in a matter of just a few short weeks. Cool, that's gold. But again, you own gold as insurance to maintain your purchasing power over long periods of time. Everyone in the world, if they can afford it, should have 10% of their portfolio in gold. If you don't know how to buy physical, and I mean physical gold, if you don't have physical gold and you would like to get into it, I'll put a link somewhere after this show, and I do consulting, one-on-one consulting, and I teach you how to invest in precious metals for the first time and don't make the mistakes that all the newbies did. And as I did when I was first getting into it, I charge money for it, but you will save double, triple, 10 times more than what I'm charging you in avoiding the mistakes. And I'll get you the best deals as well. Anyway, I'll put a link somewhere below for that. Let's take a look at silver. All right. So I did post this little chart here on the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum right here. This is probably the most likely scenario at this stage, or it's at least a scenario. And this is silver taking a bit of a dip down to around about your 34, 35-ish kind of area, anywhere into this zag zone right here. So it could be at the top end. That could be a little lovely double bottom right there. Down to that sort of $35.30 kind of mark. Anywhere down into that's like $32.70. I don't think we would get into the bottom end here. So I'm actually favoring something like no lower than here, I'd imagine. And that sits at about $33.90. That's $34. So 34 to 35-ish, I think, is the area that we probably come down and test. Could I be wrong? Could we be wrong? Yeah, of course. We could just rocket right up from here. You could bounce off here instead and do something like that. But the reason being is this looks like, and I'm also using the amazing technical analysis, etc., of people at Mastering the Markets. Okay, so this is I'll give the quick plug now. This is Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. I am doing their 12-month. I started it last week, their 12-month, year-long comprehensive course where I'm learning to be a better investor, but I'm learning to be a proper trader as well. Okay, there is a 3-month, a 10-week course that you can do. I'm doing that course first, and then it leads into the next 3 units. Cool. But as part of the course, but you can also pay for it separately, is the Mastering the Markets Academy, academy.masteringthemarkets.com. I won't change the screens and all that kind of stuff. You can just still see my face here. But this is Shane. Okay. Shane is a certified Elliott Wave technician by the Elliott Wave people. Okay, this guy's a real master at it. And he just posted the other day, and I found this really interesting. And I went, oh yeah, that does look like a 5-wave move. Okay, so he said here that for silver, price action has shown that the bearish sentiment is gaining more weight and adding weight to the bearish sentiment in the last analysis. So it is very likely that a 5-wave sequence has completed. Okay, so the 5-wave sequence in Elliott Wave is where prices generally go in 5 ways. You have 1, 2 is a down move, 3 is a longer higher move. That's usually it's your largest move, and it's the one that the price goes the highest. Your 3-wave, right? Your 4th wave is down, and then your 5th wave is the final wave, and then you have a bit of a correction. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and you can see this was the longest wave as well. Yeah, it was definitely the longest. That's the shortest wave, or one of the shortest waves there on 5, and then A, B, C, something like that. Now, when you combine a 5-wave move or a completed 5-wave move with an ABC correction, and then when you combine that with Fibonacci, okay, just a multiple technical analysis, okay, so from this high and this low, that's the zag zone. You can see very likely ABC correction at least to the top end there, and that's that like 35.30. Let's see. So there we go, and that's the same thing. I didn't even read all of this. So yes, at this point it is hinting at an ABC grey corrective wave heading lower, so it is likely to target. There you go. I promise you, I didn't look at this previously. I didn't read it properly. So it's likely to target around $35.2780, while price must remain below $39.50 to keep the bearish sentiment. So while we're below that price there, that recent high, that's the most likely scenario. And that's very interesting. He didn't say here that he used Fibonacci to confirm where that low could be of that $35.30. Maybe he did. That's just using his... he could have done it there. He probably did even. But yeah, if you combine that and that, that's looking the most likely scenario. Why? Nice 5-wave move. We've had a brilliant move recently in silver, and it needs to have a bit of a rest, okay, eventually. Now, if that gets taken out, $39.50, then it's not correcting the move just yet. So that's it. Just watch out for that. So a move down to that $35.30-ish kind of area. Do I think it 100% goes there? No, I don't know. Do I care over the longer term? No. Silver's going to $50, $100, multiple hundreds of dollars over the years coming. But some people might find this little intraday, this sort of daily stuff interesting. And also, if you're getting in for the first time, I wouldn't wait for a dip. But also, if you have your core stack of precious metals, your core stack of silver, and you've like, I've got dry powder, I buy once a month, for example, and then you might want to wait. If you've got your core stack and you're happy, and you're like, you'll just top up every now and then maybe watching these prices, this sort of analysis is helpful to you, because then you might be able to snap up a nice little bargain. So yeah, really watch out for that $35.30 area. Cool. That's the most likely scenario at this stage. That's silver. That's all I have to say about that. Let's take a look at platinum. Platinum is at $1,399 US. It is still holding 1380, and while it holds 1380, I just don't know yet. My bias is to 1,320, but I could be wrong. Okay, that's the best buy zone. It's the top end of the best buy zone right there. Platinum over the long term is doing very, very well. It will continue, but it's had a massive run. Little bit of a dip. Wouldn't be surprising at all. Can we do the same thing with platinum with that sort of Elliott wave thing? Is that a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, that could be. So one could say, I'm not saying it's true, but one could say, let's see, if I go there and there, is that a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, no, maybe not. That looks a little bit too weird, so maybe I won't say that that's the case. Anyway, I'm expecting, though, probably 1,320 is the more likely scenario. What will negate that is very likely closing above that 1,430 level, and then I'd say, okay, onwards and upwards we go. That is platinum. Copper, I've got to keep abreast of the situation on copper these days. That is forming a higher, okay, I really wouldn't call that a bearish divergence, but that's a higher high. Is that an equal high? Some people maybe call that a bearish divergence. It is playing out a little bit lower. Just hold $5 and we're fine. No problem. Don't want to get back into this area here. That would be really not good. Okay, that would be like a quick, hopefully that's not a flash in the pan. If you start getting back into this area, the question becomes, oh shoot, why is that happening? Why aren't buyers stepping in here? They really need to be. So, okay, so don't close below 5. Touch 5, no problem. Bounce off, that would be perfect. Do that. Okay, and watch your copper miners and stuff, and any kind of stocks to do with copper do very, very well. But yeah, had a bit of a rise recently. Could take a little bit of a pause. Yeah, just don't close below that 5. That is general precious metals. So I did tell you if you wanted to buy precious metals, but you don't know how to do it, speak to me. I'll put a link somewhere, and we do one-on-one private consultations. Or if you already know what you want to buy, you know how to buy, you're a stacking superstar, okay, then just go straight to Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, bullion dealer that's been around since May. Now, I call them the best bullion dealer in all of Australia. It also depends on your specific circumstance. Maybe there's a better bullion dealer for you, and that's okay. Maybe you like to deal with your local because you can walk in there and just pick it up, pay cash, all that kind of stuff, and you just walk away with it. That's cool. You do you. But I think they're the best bullion dealer as a whole, okay? Sometimes when I've had private consultations, it turns out that Perth Bullion Exchange isn't the right one for their specific needs, but I just think as the general, they are the best, okay? Why? One of the big reasons is they have some of the best prices and they price match as well. They have a great range, and also you get free shipping when you have 20 or more items in your order. So you don't need to worry about that anymore, okay? You don't need to worry about, I'm spending $5,000. They're going to charge me $25 shipping as well, and it doesn't sound like it's only an extra $25 when I'm spending $5,000, but it's kind of the principle of the thing. If you're spending over a certain amount, don't you think you deserve some free shipping? Yeah, and now Perth Bullion Exchange went, yes, you do. Why wouldn't you? Every other bullion dealer in the world, almost, offers free shipping when you buy over a certain amount. No bullion dealer in Australia ever offered it ever before. They're the Mavericks. Have 20 or more items in your shopping cart, not instant, they don't send it straight away. Sometimes they send it same day if you can pay same day. But what I mean by that is 20 or more items and you get free shipping. It's express, it's sign on delivery, it's fully insured, all that. You know that, perthbullion.com.au. I'm going to do the silver giveaway. Now, give me 1 second. I'll have to copy and paste some stuff. Let's do that now. All right, time for silver giveaway. Detail time. Why? Because I hit over 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Yes! 2020 to be exact. So I've been trying to keep this a little hush-hush, okay? This is for YouTube subscribers only. We're not doing X users. Last time we did X users because I hit 2,000 or 3,000 or 2,000 X followers and then 1,000 YouTube subscribers at the same time. I've hit 2,000 YouTube subscribers. This is for YouTubers only, okay? And what I understand is some people might be going to subscribe right now. I get there'll be a little bit of overflow. I get it. That's fine. But I've tried to keep this as hush-hush as possible. So for my lovely subscribers. So I'm going to show you what it is. And it's brought to you by the amazing Tony Peterson, sponsored by Tony Peterson. Okay, Tony, if you want these wonderful, slightly more collectible coins from Silver Shield or this bunch of other amazing places that Tony gets her stuff from, hit up Tony because she is the lady to speak to for all that stuff. Okay, and proudly sponsored by Tony Peterson. I'm going to show you. It is this one. I don't have the exact photo. Give me 1 second. I'll look up on my phone. I've got a little bit of info for it. Now, I know this coin, or I know the version of this coin anyway, but I'll just show it to you. Give me 1 second. And it is free for you, for someone who will win it. Let's see. Tony's message. Yeah, it's that one right there. Yeah. Good. And I presume, Tony, it's going to be the BU version. It won't. Is it the BU version, or is it the proof-like version? Can you let me know that? I just don't remember that. Let's show you at least the design, and we're talking about. We are talking about the Silver Shield Sic Semper Tyrannis. Silver round. Okay, this is from the Silver Shield series. Of course, you know Chris Dwayne. And I actually interviewed Chris Dwayne on the channel just a couple of months ago, something like that. That was a great chat with him. We'll get him on the show again. But this is his round that he created back in. And I'm going to show you my one that I have. And no one ever gets this one. This one's mine, and you can pry it from my cold dead hands. Give me a second. I'll double check the year on that. I think the year is... what year was it? Oh, 2013. I think that's the original one. Give me 1 sec. Let's see, Tony. That's the beautiful Sic Semper Tyrannis. And if I go like that, and that's it on the back. Now, this is the BU version, the Brilliant Uncirculated version. I just have to double check from Tony, and she'll tell me in the messages whether it's the BU version, this one, or if it's the proof-like version, the more mirror finish with the box and all that kind of stuff. But the beautiful design here. Silver Bullet, Silver Shield, that's the reverse, 2013. Listen to all, follow none. And the Sic Semper Tyrannis. Now, let's tell you a little bit about that. And this is what I'm giving away, or what Tony's really giving away. I'm giving it away, but from Tony. Let's see. Yes, in Sic Semper Tyrannis in Latin means and thus always to tyrants. Okay, she's saying here the only two on eBay are selling for $156 to $430, and Tony happens to sell them for like $80. Nice. So it must be the BU version, I'd imagine. The wording will make for an interesting tidbit to say about the design. Yes, absolutely agree. Read a little bit more into this one. Yeah, so that's that. I'm going to double check. Is it the BU version? Or is it the proof? Like, I'm going to assume it's the BU version. Give me a second. Let's see. Yes, that's what I thought. Yes, of course. It's the Brilliant Uncirculated version, of course. Because I tell you what, can you imagine? And I'll show you right here. I'm not giving this one away again. This is from my cold dead hands. And you've seen this a mountain of times. This is the proof-like version. Okay. This is not the one that is being given away. This is the proof-like version that I bought in 2013. Come on. Can we get it? There we go. So this is the proof-like mirror finish version, Sic Semper Tyrannis, and thus always to tyrants, I think it is. Basically, it's like death to tyrants. It's the beautiful Lady Liberty, if you want to call it that, Standing Freedom, Lady Standing Freedom, stomping over the death and death guy with it's basically the skeleton with the top hat right there, with a beautiful shield with the silver shield design on there and everything. So that's that, and this is why no one will ever get this one. I've shown this a million times. This is the certificate, and look at the certificate number. 1776, baby. So that's not the one that's being given away. As I said, that's the last thing that ever goes from my silver stack, but a beautiful... I'll show you here, if I can show you here. Give me 1 sec. Can I show that without showing stuff? I think I can. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, that won't give anything away. No. Beautiful. Right there. That's what's going, the Brilliant Uncirculated version. So it's not the mirror finish one, it's the normal version, and that's being... posted to you for free if you win the silver giveaway. All right, so here's the details. I know I'm just getting you all worked up. Give me... here's the stuff that I need you to do. All right, cool. Here's what you need to do. I need you to email me. Okay, how it's going to work is like I've done it before. I get you to email me. I'll get you to say something very specific in the subject line of the email, so we know it's for this particular thing. And then on Thursday's show, I will gather all those, and then we'll do a random number generator, and I'll assign you to a number, and if it gets your number, you get it, and you get it sent to you anywhere in the world. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to email me at, and a lot of you know the email already. Now, that's weird. I'll just have to do this. Give me one sec. It's gmstackers@gmail.com. gmstackers@gmail.com. I need to copy you. Can I do that? And can I go back here? Let's go to there. Will that? It does. Send me an email to gmstackers@gmail.com. Wait. Okay, I want you to put the following as the subject, and I'll spell it out for you. You have to type in the subject line, and thus always to tyrants. And thus always to tyrants. Now I'll give a little wiggle room for spelling. Okay, give a little wiggle room for spelling. And thus always to tyrants. Send me an email right now, gmstackers@gmail.com. gmstackers@gmail.com. I will give preference to people who can prove to me that they are a subscriber. I'm also going to give preference to people who can prove to me that they've been a subscriber for, since before 2,000 subscribers. I know there's going to be a little leeway there, but if there's some way you can prove that you've subscribed to me beforehand, a lot of your names I will already know, and I know you've been long-term subscribers. I'm just trying to avoid the people who see this in the next 24 hours and go 48 hours and go, I'm going to subscribe right now and get into the thing. I get it. There'll be a bit of spillover. But yeah, there's the subject line, and thus always to tyrants. Send it to gmstackers@gmail.com. I bet my inbox is probably getting really full right now. If you can provide a screenshot somehow to say when you subscribe from, something like that, that's always preferable. Yeah, one of you will win the Six Sempiternus 1 ounce silver round, sponsored by Tony Peterson. Good on you, Tony. Let's see. I'll get rid of that email thing. How do I get rid of that? There we go. Cool. That was easy. All right, let's get into Bitcoin and crypto talk. Oh, good. That's going up. That's good. That's what I wanted to see. Excellent. Give me 1 second. I need to open a quick little account here. If you have any chart requests, let me know. We're about to talk crypto, we'll talk TOSHI, we'll talk Bitcoin and crypto, etc. I'm just going to open something and check my portfolio because it's after 10 o'clock now here in Australia, and that's when the market's open. What have we done? Ooh, okay. Ooh. That's not good. That's good. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. Yeah, that one's opened really well. Bummer. Dang, that opened really big. Did I miss it? Oh, in the first hour. Dang, sorry, there's something I was wanting to get into that I'll probably have to get into later on. Cool, let's go here and we'll go here. Man, a lot of my stuff is down at the moment. Yeah, uranium's down, silver miners are down a bit. Okay, that just is what it is, no problem. Any orders? Oh no, that's fine. We're bought. Yeah, cool. All right, let's get back to that stuff. Sorry, that's just me being really selfish. All right, let's go to Bitcoin and Kryptonium. Cool. As you know, this crypto portion is brought to you by Stormrake, stormrake.com, your full-service cryptocurrency brokerage, where you get 2% brokerage fees when you sign up with my thing. I'll show it to you later. Here is Bitcoin. Here's Bitcoin on the daily time frame, price in USD, 118,275. Probably not a lot to say. We're just in that range. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's it. Nothing to say. Same as yesterday on the individual video that I did the pre-record. We're in a trading range in between the 0.382 Why did that happen? In between the 0.382 and the 0.618. So if you break down through 117, then 118 will go down further, and that is my beautiful, wonderful technical analysis. The short answer is we need to close above 120,000 US dollars in order to say onwards and upwards from here. And at the moment we're just in a range. But as we've been saying, the good thing is that over the longer term, the slightly longer term, if I get rid of that and you. And I find you, please be you and you. Yeah, that's what it is. Yes, exactly. We've been holding wonderfully this level here of the 0.236, and it's still holding from this low and this high. The 0.236 Fibonacci has had a few spikes below, but it's always basically closed above it, which is very good. Okay, so long as we're above right there, 117,400 US dollars. Cool. Might just be a little consolidation and then onwards and upwards. You can get anywhere down into the green box zone, and it's completely normal once you have a huge move from 98,000 to 123,000, coming back down to visit anywhere between 114 to 108. Completely normal. Wouldn't freak out about it at all. It's actually uber bullish right now that it's holding above that 0.236. Cool. So even getting down into here to 113,000, 114,000, that's still really bullish because you can bounce off there. That's like, yeah, okay, well, markets go up, markets go down, no problem. Cool. Bitcoin over the longer term, very bullish. $200,000 Bitcoin this year could occur, according to Bisha, the COO of Stormrake, stormrake.com. Did an interview with him few weeks ago on the channel. Go check that out. He makes his case for $200,000 Bitcoin in 2025. Of course, I think Bitcoin eventually, don't know when, $1 million per Bitcoin. I think that's just kind of programmed in. It's not going anywhere. Okay. That was a very Trumpian kind of move. It's not going anywhere. That was also a terrible Trump impression. But yeah, it's going to $1 million of Bitcoin, okay, eventually down the track. So owning some Bitcoin as insurance, just like gold, is a very wise move, okay? Could it go to zero? Yes, of course. All right, so you don't put your entire wealth into Bitcoin. Owning 10% of your wealth in Bitcoin and 10% of your wealth in gold are both insurance policies as such. Gold's an insurance policy. Bitcoin more so, less an insurance policy, but more like you probably should have some because the general direction is up over the longer term. Okay, so it does pay to own a little bit. Okay, so have a bit of Bitcoin, and if you want to have a bit of Bitcoin, but you're a native, you're not a native, a crypto native, I'll just do it quickly now. Okay, go to Stormrake, stormrake.com. Before we get into altcoins, etc., go to stormrake.com, full service cryptocurrency brokerage. Australian based, they service Australia and the US and the USA as well, and they're rolling out to the rest of the world. They're a full service cryptocurrency brokerage, just like you'd call your old school stockbroker. You can call these guys. You can call them from international as well, or send them an email, etc. And they're your dedicated broker. They do everything for you. They can do custody for you if you want, but if you're like, no, I want to hold it myself, fine, they'll just send it to your nominated address. Now, they'll charge you a 3.5% fee, except if you sign up with my link. Sign up now. Do it now. Just do it now. 2% for the life of the account instead of 3.5%. That's a 42% saving. Again, for the lifetime of the account, and it's grandfathered in. When they raise their prices, you don't get your prices raised. You'll always have 2% brokerage fee. Okay, which is just an absolute bargain for a full crypto brokerage. You can go to Coinbase and yeah, you can. It's got like a hybrid do-it-yourself kind of thing. It's not like buying fully on exchanges. You just like press some buy buttons, but you have to do it all yourself still. Okay, and they'll charge you like 1%. So what? An extra 1%. Now I know it's technically a doubling, but come on, man, 2% full service, right? These are your dedicated crypto brokers. Now, not for you, that's fine because you're a crypto native. Your friends and family who will bug you forever and a day about how to get into crypto, just send them to Stormrake, stormrake.com, okay? And get them to sign up with my link before they've even bought, okay? Because you need to lock it in, because I don't know, if you don't lock it in for another 3 months, my price might get raised, but currently it's at 2%. Cool? Do that, please and thanks. Let's go back. Let's take a look at general altcoins, then we'll take a look at a couple of my favorites, and then we'll get your chart requests if we have any, and we'll get out of here. Here is others. Others on the daily time frame, US dollars. We saw a semi-double top here on others. Okay. A bit of a dip. And that is what it is. That's life, mates. So we've failed to break the $315 billion area. That's sitting at that wonderful, from this high and this low, that's sitting at the 0.5 Fibonacci. Okay, so we failed to hold it. It is now looking like it wants to potentially head back down. But is there any, if I go to the 4 hour or the 1 hour, do we have any divergences playing out? Not on the 4 hour. Nope, that's in convergence. What about on the 1 hour? On the 1 hour you do. Okay, so on the 1 hour you have potential hidden bullish divergence. Okay, so that's on the 1 hour where you're making a higher low on the price, the market cap, and a lower low on the relative strength index. We've also gone into extremely undervalued, extremely oversold on the 1 hour time frame. So I am expecting for the next at least maybe half a day, and the next few hours, maybe a little bit more of a rise. Okay, because you're in extremely overvalued already. You got to get back into that sort of normal area. Again, this is on the 1 hour time frame. So for general Bitcoin investors, don't worry about the 1 hour. Don't trade this stuff. This is for traders. Okay. 4 hour time frame, again, not showing any kind of divergence. So at this stage, the trend is down. It has broken market structure on the 4 hour time frame. I think that is, it has. So short answer is we need to clear that $315 billion, and really right there at $316 billion area. That's got to clear again in order to say at all any chance of crypto alt season. Now, it might do that, sure. Maybe we just get a lovely little kind of sideways move. Now, that would be really cool, actually. A nice little chance to load up where, something like this, up and down for a bit, tests it, okay, and then eventually does a breakthrough. Oh, yeah, then you would be heading up to 350 billion. What we do from there, I don't know, but that's the big kicker, as you know, 350 billion roughly. If it starts clearing and holding through there, it is go time for a total altcoin season in 2025 and beyond. And then your favorite crypto will be going straight to the moon, Alice. Okay, but we're not there yet. I'd love to see this hidden bullish divergence play out and break that 315, 316 area. Okay, I'm expecting a little bit of a rise in the next few hours in general altcoins. Okay, and some of your favorites might be doing that, including, here is TOSHI on the 1 hour time frame, priced in US dollars, 000578. Okay, so what we failed to do is we failed to hold that uptrend line that we'd been speaking about. Let me get rid of some of this crapola. All of that. Okay, oftentimes from a failed move is a fast move in the opposite direction. So we failed to hold this uptrend line. We made a play for it. Second play, no. And then we failed to hold the green box. The green box is the zag zone. I'll show you on the 4 hour. 4 hour from this high and this low. It's the one we tested, which I said we would test, and we did test it. It had to break through. It didn't. It was a failed move. Fast move. We were holding the bottom end here at 0006, and now we've broken back down below. So yeah. Now if I do the that 5 wave stuff. So if I do Elliott wave on that, is this on the? That is on the logarithmic scale. You could say something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we might be in our ABC correction like we talked about with silver, okay? This is how markets generally work. So no, I'll go that again. No, get rid of that. Something like, let me try that again, dude. A, B, C, maybe something like that. Okay, but I would want to see the following respected. I want to see that bounce off there. No lower than there, please, at 0.005. 0.005-ish kind of level. That would be preferable, please. So around about that area there, yeah, 0.0051-ish. Don't go lower than there, thanks, because then we're breaking some pretty serious support. Support. So buyers, right? Buyers, some more buyers here. If you start closing below there, then the question becomes, oh crap, why aren't these buyers becoming buyers again? That would signal decent weakness. That's a short answer. And then we'll be talking even lower. So I'm expecting this area here roughly to be support, and we'll give you a support zone, because that's what I've been learning this week with Mastering the Markets. That is your expected support zone at the moment, anywhere between 0.0051 and 0.0052 and 0.005. You have to find support there, otherwise no bueno for TOSHI. I'm expecting buyers to come in there. So that might be a trading opportunity for some people. If you're a huge TOSHI fanboy, then you're happy to trade it. Watch out for decent support there at that area. I'll be watching for that, and I'll actually watch out for that too. That is TOSH. Let's do XRP, the crossover crypto. Here is XRP on the 4-hour time frame, priced in USD, $3.14. It's the crossover crypto between the precious metals world and the crypto people. We are so far still above, and that's fine. We're still above $2.60, so no problem. We've just broken back into previous all-time high, which isn't an area we really wanted to break back down into. Okay, it's not great. And you can see the bearish divergence there as well. Cool. We've spoken about this before. That bearish divergence, which is this higher high, lower high on the relative strength index, bearish divergence, it's currently playing out. Doesn't mean it stays bearish forever. And we did say this is the current zone you need to bounce off in between $3 and $2.60, because that was based on, I think, this low and this high. Yeah, right there. Between this low and this high. Cool. That's fine. And we've actually, good news so far, we bounced off the top end of that zag zone. So that's actually positive. Okay, so far we've bounced off it. I just need it to hold and do not close anywhere below. Do not close a day or a week below $2.60. That would be very bad. Okay, you do not want that. Cool, cool. That takes you back into this range, and you don't want to get back into there. Okay, break through the zag zone. Yeah, no thank you. So that is XRP. Here is ZBCN. ZBCN on the daily time frame, US dollars, 0044. A little bit of a rise, not a lot to say. It's still faffing around this zag zone area here. It's still not out of there, and not until we are out of 0054 roughly will I say at all that ZBCN is going to continue onwards and upwards. It's just going to battle in this general area. It's going to battle with these buyers back here. Okay, get through. Look, honestly, I would actually say if you can get through that middle one, if you can get through the 0.5 at the 0.5 Fibonacci at 00475. Then you're out of that zone of buyers. You've beaten those buyers. Okay, the sellers are exhausted there, and then it's probably likely that you make it through, but you just got to watch that top end there at 0054 roughly. That's ZBCN. Got nothing else to say, but look, it's making a series of higher highs and higher lows, so that's a good thing. It's currently in a daily bullish uptrend, so that's good. You've got room to move into extremely overvalued, so it could still be onwards and upwards from here. You've just got to be wary. If I show you on the 1 hour, okay, so this is on the 1 hour. Little bit different on the 1 hour, because now you've got higher high, and you've got a lower high, or an equal, so the lower high. So bearish divergence. So I'm actually probably expecting a little bit of a dip further, and I don't want to dip below 0042 for ZBCN. Don't get back out of that green zone. Okay, that would not be good. Thanks. You're also breaking market structure on the 1 hour time frame, because you'd be doing the following. You're having a series of higher highs and higher lows on the 1 hour, and then if you break that, that's a change of market structure, and that's coming out of the zag zone as well. So yeah, there's your big kicker there. 0042, do not cross below there, please. Do not close below there. That's ZBCN. Do I have any final ones? I'm going to quickly look at, what is the one? I want to have a quick look at Hype, is it? No, I want to quick look at FARTCOIN. This is, yeah, quickly, I'm going to look at FARTCOIN, because FARTCOIN looks like it may have bottomed out a little bit. Okay, so FARTCOIN, just like others, you've seen others go into that extremely oversold, undervalued area on the 1 hour time frame, and FARTCOIN had a massive dip just recently. Okay, so yeah, that's currently in extremely oversold, undervalued, and it has to probably poke its head out of there eventually. So I do think maybe in the next couple of hours we see some higher prices. I would say with FARTCOIN, you do not want to crack back below. Actually, I'll call it right there where that line is pretty much. Geez, I'm smart, aren't I? Right about there. Don't crack below. Yeah, no, not there. Below about there at $1.13. Back below $1.13 and closing 1 hour time frames below $1.13, not great. Okay, so let's just have a little higher high, higher low, bounce off there. You clear through there, clear through $1.16 roughly, and then you can say, oh, a bit more of a pump higher. Again, this is on the 1 hour time frame. This is just for trading kind of things. On the daily though, if you're looking to invest in FARTCOIN, don't do it right now. Okay, please don't. That would not be a great idea, because on the daily, you've broken market structure right there. So we're making a series of higher highs and higher lows. And now I think that's broken market structure there. So that's a new lower low. Okay, so bear that. Is that a pivot point? I'm going to do my due diligence here. Is that a pivot point? Is that the lower low? Is that the higher low? Higher low? Is that the lower low? Yeah, maybe you could say that. Yeah, I think it's broken market structure. Anyway, on the daily, wouldn't be touching it with the 10-foot pole. On the hourly, you might consider trading it. Cool. That is FARTCOIN. And I've done all the other stuff here. We're at 10. We're at the 1 hour mark. We're at the 10:30 mark. All right. Shall we get into some final comments, etc., and get out of here? Let's see. Final comments. Yes. So to reiterate, for the latecomers, I will allow some latecomers. If you want a 1 ounce silver coin for free, shipped to you anywhere in the world, send an email to gmstackers@gmail.com with the subject line, and thus always to tyrants. Then I will give preference to those who can prove that they have subscribed to me for a long time, or at least pre the 2000 subscriber mark. I get it. There's going to be spillover. We talked about that. So the wonderful long-term subscribers are just going to have to suck it up and go. Maybe someone who just hit the subscribe button to try and win is going to win. That could be the case. But the more entrants, the better. Yeah, good. Yeah, good, yeah. Most valuable crypto I have now are the silver shields. Right, that sent you. Yes, of course, right. Fantastic. Oh, thank you. Of course you service New Zealand. Daniel, one of the amazing traders at Stormrake, stormrake.com, says we service Australia, New Zealand, UK. Now, I didn't know that. That's something I should know as a referral partner, shouldn't I? As a someone you sponsor the show. Australia, New Zealand, of course it's New Zealand as well. Australia, New Zealand, UK, USA, and other select countries. Just go to stormrake.com and you'll find out which countries service your area, which countries Stormrake service. So now there's even more incentive to use my link to go over to stormrake.com. If you live in the UK, in the USA, New Zealand, Australia, and other select countries, go to stormrake.com, find out what those countries are. Use this link to sign up though. I'll pop a link somewhere in the description or the comments, or you just copy and paste this or type this, bit.ly/GMS Stormrake. That'll take you to a special sign up page where you'll see at the top in the address bar it says Good Morning Stackers. As long as you see that Good Morning Stackers thing in the address bar, then you'll know you've locked in the 2% brokerage fees, not 3.5% like they normally charge, okay? Lifetime. Cool? Cool. Let's go back. Thanks for that, the amazing Daniel. I appreciate that, man. Let's see. Chart request quickly. DTR, Dateline Resources. Okay. Do I have any other chart requests? Did someone beat you? I don't want someone to beat you, Jason Ashworth. Although you are our token lefty, I don't want someone to beat you. But in terms of, did someone beat you to the... No, chart request. All right, Jason gets it. Cool. Jason gets it. All right. Let's take a first live look at DTR, Dateline Resources. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it does. Let's find out. That was from Jason Ashworth. And then after this, we will get going. I'm going to put it on... I'm going to double check what it is. Was it listed on the Australian Stock Exchange? I need to know. New query. I'm asking Grok. What is DTR Dateline Resources? And what and where does it what exchange and where is it listed? Okay, let's try that. New query. What is DTR Dateline? Dateline Resources is an Australian publicly listed company focusing on mining and exploration in North America. It primarily explores gold, rare earth elements, yes, copper and strontium. All right, the company owns 100% of the Coliseum Gold, blah, 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 in California, located in blah, blah, blah. So it's DTR, listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. Let's take a look very quickly for you, Jace. We'll pop it to that one. All right, cool, let's do it. I need you and you. DTR. Dateline. I'm going to pop this on my Get Stuffed. DTR. We'll try that again on my thing there. Cool. Let's have a look at DTR. DTR on the daily time frame. This is Dateline Resources Limited, listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. 11 cents. Okay. It has a market cap of $420 something million. So it's not a tiny one, but it's not a really, really big one. You would call that like a mid cap stock, I think. Now, I don't technically, is that a mid cap? I don't know what the technical terms are. But here's what I'm seeing on the weekly time frame. Wow, okay. Geez, I wish I'd known about Dateline in the last couple of weeks. That would have been really nice. Jason! Oi! Could you have not given me a heads up about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, bro? I know, I get it. On the monthly time frame. Yeah, man. Dude, you should have told me back in April. That would have been lovely. You probably only just found out about it. Unless you did tell me a while ago and I completely ignored you. But here is on the... I'll show you the monthly time frame. Okay, monthly time frame. It's had a massive move. It's in oversold territory, overbought territory, overvalued territory at the moment. But dang, if I had been watching this back here, what you would have seen... Now look, hindsight's 2020, of course. I don't want that. I want you. It does seem, it's a little bit patchy. So it does seem like there's a lot more volume that's come into it recently. But you would have seen it's kind of, yeah, it's not, doesn't take a lot of money to move this market. But you would have something like there. If it had closed up through that that 1 cent kind of mark, man, it's done it 10 times. It's done it 10 times since closing up through massive support. Okay, right there. Through that 1 cent mark. If it had have done there was your break of market structure on the daily time frame. If you had have seen that, and that closed above there, that was your time to get in, and it's done it 10 times since then. More than 10 times. Okay, that's a really good... Imagine that. Yeah, 2,000% to 17 cents. Not bad, people. I would say right now, though, for anyone looking to get in, it's quite overextended. There are thousands or hundreds, thousands. There's a lot of stocks to buy in the world that are probably sitting more around this kind of area than this one here, Dateline Resources. But let's see its current support and resistance zones. So resistance zones, let's see. I'm getting an alert on FARTCOIN. Oh, it's breaking down through that 13-cent level. Yeah, okay. So you could say kind of here. No, that's kind of support. That's kind of like its new support range. So new support and resistance range. So let's pop that in. I'll change this to red just for consistency. Okay, so there's kind of your previous resistance zone. It's kind of resistance zone is actually up. Kind of here you would call the resistance zone there, and you would call the support zone actually here. So the new support zone is actually kind of like there-ish. Cool. And we found kind of exact support in that area, so that's not bad. But you're really overextended here for DTR. So I wouldn't be expecting it to rocket up much further anytime soon. So yeah, so we broke through there. It's done at 2,000%. There's your resistance zone that you kind of need to get through, roughly. You could, yeah, about there. There's your new support zone. So as long as you stay within here, again, this is on the daily. I'll show you on the weekly, okay? Now it has gone higher, but this is your new kind of, yeah, that's your new support zone. So great news to see that it broke out. You found the resistance at the resistance zone where you would expect it to find resistance at the resistance zone. It broke back down through. Now we found support here at that previous level of buying. That's good. All you need to see is this green box held as support. You need the buyers to step in once again. So really what you want to see, you don't really want to come back and test here. What you want to see is buyers step in around about here-ish and do something like that. Then do that, then you're looking really good. Okay, then we'll talk about higher prices. But if you fall back down through here at that 7.3 cent mark, then that's not preferable. Then you're going, well, why aren't the buyers stepping in here? They should be. That's what the market should be doing. And if they're not, then you'll be talking about a larger move down. Let's talk about a larger move down, if it does, not preferably. Then you'll be talking about, yeah, it's kind of hard to do it, really. 6.5 cents. You really don't want 6.5 cents broken. So that's kind of the big one. 6.5 cents. That's your zag zone. That's really shitty. Sorry. There we go. Your zag zone is between there and there. There's that support. So it's really between that 7.3 cent and 6.5 cent mark. And if it crosses down through there, well then I don't know. It's just a bit toppy at the moment. Cool. Much better opportunities. Now, if you hold DTR and you bought down here somewhere and you're holding up here and you've made a lot of money, you made some unrealized gains, now might be the time to take some profits off the table, at least recoup your initial investment so you're free riding the rest. Because if you have a look on the relative strength index, you've gone into extremely overvalued on the weekly time frame. I will tell you now, I am not expecting any major higher prices from here for DTR for a period of time. It's getting back into, it has to reset down here on the weekly time frame for a bit, at least probably come down to here, probably come down to match about there. Can you see that? Around about there-ish. And then I'll say, okay, then we can maybe come back down and, start another journey up, but I'm not expecting it in the next few days. If you've done a massive move, okay, if you've had, let's say if you even got in here. If you got in here and you're up to like here, where we are now at the price, so that's what, 500% move, and you haven't taken any profits off the table whatsoever, now would be the time to do so. Please and thank you. At least recoup your initial investment and then just hold the rest for the long term. Over the longer term, I don't know. Who the hell knows? Sky could be the limit. I mean, the previous all-time high is at 65 cents. You can rocket up way further and not even get to the previous all-time high. Okay, I can't tell you that's going to happen anytime soon. We're pretty overextended. Now, could some great news for DTR come out and it just shoots the price higher? Yes. So if you want to hedge your bets, you could buy now, but do not expect it to go in the upward direction anytime soon, unless there's some great news, unless you have some inside scoop and there's some great news. But again, if you're like up 500%, take some profits off the table now, please and thank you. That is DTR, but I will watch it, and I'm actually going to put on an alert at right here, and this is just for you, Jason. And actually, no, it's for myself too. Oh, I've run out of alerts. Oh, I'll put it on later. Cool. Actually, I can put it in my Moomoo account, and I'll do that, so I'll put that on later. That's DTR. Thanks for the heads up, my friend. Final comments, and we shall get out of here. Yeah, I don't know how to prove how long I've been a subscriber. Don't stress. All of you will just have to understand that some people will game the system, and they're going to see this video, and they're going to go, I'm going to hit the subscribe button. You have to subscribe, okay? If I can't find that you're a subscriber, you need to at least prove that you're a subscriber, and you can prove it by sending a screenshot. I think you can prove that you are a subscriber. There's one way to do it. Now, I know people can game it again. They can hit the thing and they can unsubscribe. It's just part of the game. I understand it, but I'll get decent enough entries, and there's a really good chance that one of my lovely long-term subscribers, and any subscriber from 2000 previous, will get it. It's more likely because there's not going to be 2,000 people. I'm not going to get 4,000 subscribers in the next 48 hours. There might be a smattering of extra people, but your odds of winning it as a previous subscriber is much, much higher. Cool. I'll vouch for you. Yeah, I'll vouch for you too, man. I don't know how to prove how long I've been a subscriber. You're the proof, because I've seen you on the channel many, many times before, Silverita. So you're fine, my friend. It always helps to put, it will always help to put, if you're a long-term subscriber and you take part in the chat, to pop in your chat name, because I'm pretty good with names, and I remember chat names and stuff. New gold prospects opening are up here for DTR in California. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Yes, I don't have any time for any more. Ladies and gentlemen, you have watched Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, precious metals, Bitcoin, crypto, stocks, the whole thing. Go to my lovely people, Perth Bullion Exchange, Mastering the Market, Stormrake, stormrake.com, and finally we'll do a synchronized slurp, and we dance it out as well. Aren't you excited when we get to dance it out at the end of a show? Grab your tasty beverage, whatever it is. We'll do the slurp heard around the world as we dance it out, because you've watched.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stackers. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do the
Synchronize.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now we're on the move.
Great Tuesday session. You'll get another recorded thing tomorrow. You'll go live on Thursday for the silver giveaway. Okay, so I'm giving you a little bit of time here. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.